The Chicago Bears just got set up perfectly for the NFL draft. What's up? This is Sean, Sports Talk Bears. Join our community here. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm going to get to it now. After all this turmoil, right? They look to be working out perfectly in GM Ryan Poles' favor in the upcoming draft. So in case you've been under a rock, let me tell you, we've got the number 1 pick coming up. And after a 7-10 finish, the Bears, they also have the 9th pick overall as well. But something just happened that's mirroring last year. Quarterback JJ McCarthy. He is rocketing up draft boards, especially after his pro day, and this will greatly benefit the Chicago Bears. And many projections now have McCarthy as the 4th quarterback drafted behind, of course, USC's Caleb Williams, North Carolina's Drake May, and LSU's Jaden Daniels. The Denver Broncos are who I believe they'll select McCarthy. It just looks like the perfect fit for them. McCarthy has reportedly been the quarterback of choice for head coach Sean Payton since the beginning of the draft process. But however, since then, McCarthy, his draft stock has gone from being a mid to late first round pick probably to potentially being a top 5 selection in April's NFL draft. Let's check that out a little bit. The Broncos, they currently have the 12th overall selection in the draft, but unfortunately, they're not in a great spot now to land the talented quarterback prospect. They face a bit of competition to get there as well. They will need to trade up in order to get them. It's possible that McCarthy could even go in the top 5 picks. I know that sounds crazy, but if you remember last year, remember how Anthony Richardson, he climbed up draft boards and unexpectedly, he went number 4 to the Colts. So this isn't unprecedented. But we could see the Vikings. We could see the Vikings trade up for him from their 11th overall spot. They seem to be preparing to do this with the acquisition of an extra first. They just got that in a trade with the Texans. And the Vikings didn't do this for nothing, guys. They did not do this for nothing. They didn't trade up with the Texans. They didn't trade for the Texans' number 23 overall pick just to hear Roger Goodell say their name twice on day one. They are eyeing a trade up for their quarterback of the future, and they can now give a team picking in the top 5 an absolutely enticing offer. So that's important. I ultimately think that offer, that it gets taken by the Arizona Cardinals, I think. In doing so, let's look at this. Minnesota would pair the budding McCarthy with Kevin O'Connell, and they'd also satisfy Justin Jefferson's reported desire to get traded. They could get Justin Jefferson to sign his contract, and it could just be a really nice spot replacing Kirk Cousins with a similar player, a player who knows how to win ball games. It just looks like a perfect fit there as well. Then you've got the Giants at 6th overall. They're reportedly interested in him as well. There's another possibility. Look at the Broncos just a little more. The Broncos, who picked 12th overall, they lack draft picks. They lack tradable players. They're facing an uphill battle if they want to move up for the former Wolverines quarterback. But regardless, it seems absolutely inevitable that McCarthy's going to be drafted in the top 10 picks. I'm going to open this story on Windy City Gridiron, kind of detailing what a good spot we're in. You guys know Windy City Gridiron is probably the best source online, so you guys give this story a watch. So now with the Bears, picking at 9, that can be a little dicey if you remember, a little hit and miss. And having an unexpected player available at this point, it's huge. Having McCarthy shoot up draft boards, that gives us more of a selection here. Let's look at our history. It's not completely great. We've picked at about this spot a few times recently. We've got Leonard Floyd. We picked him at number 9. We've got Kevin White at 7. I hate even recognizing that. We grabbed Roquan Smith at 8. Most recently, we traded from the 9th with Philly, and we got Darnell Wright. He's actually fantastic at 10. So we've got some great players. I'd say Roquan and Darnell Wright. Those are great players. We had a good pass rusher in Floyd, and who I believe to be a great right tackle in Wright once again. Absolute bust with Kevin White. So it's a little touch and go. For whatever reason, none of these first 3 guys that I talked about, none of them were signed to a second contract. We need a cornerstone here, especially with McCarthy shooting up the boards, right? There suddenly will be an outrageously great selection of players to choose from at our number 9 pick. So let's actually walk through it. We are going to go quarterback at number 1. I think it's going to be Caleb. There can still be some debate over that, but we're going to go quarterback in some way with our number 1 pick. Regardless, there's going to be 4 quarterbacks off the board early, right? Caleb, May, Jaden Daniels, and now McCarthy. He was originally thought once again to be a late round 1, early 2nd prospect, but now it seems absolutely inevitable. He's going to go in the top 10. As I said, the buzz on McCarthy, it's behaving just like last year when Richardson made his way into the number 4 selection. So I think it's almost a foregone conclusion. I mean, we could even see a team like the Broncos or Vikings move all the way into the number 3 or 4 spot by trading with the Patriots or the Cardinals. The Cardinals GM is advertising the pick as being for sale publicly in actually a creative way. It's quite funny to watch. So anyways, we've got 4 quarterbacks that'll go plus MHJ. So that's 5 picks in the top 8 that will be gone before Chicago picks. So who's left? I think you can see where I'm going here. Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze, the consensus top offensive tackle in Joe Alt, the debatable top defensive player in Dallas Turner out of Alabama. You've also got Jared Verse. There are so many good players left. We are in such a good spot. One of these players will be available to the Bears at 9. So the question is there really a bad choice here? Is there really any way to lose here? We've had all this chaos about Justin Fields, right? I've been part of it. And once again, I was absolutely dead wrong about what the Bears would do with Justin Fields. I honestly didn't think they would trade him, but let's move on from there. I appreciate you guys. We'll have a truly great player on our team to pair with the likely choice of Caleb Williams. So who makes the most sense? I'd love your input on this. I mean, Turner, he'd be an excellent pick. He'd be fantastic at edge out opposite Montez Sweat. You'd have 4 years of elite pass rushing as a complement to each other. Sounds pretty attractive, right? And I absolutely love Rome Odunze here as our choice. I think he's one of the best picks in the entire draft. But Malik Neighbors, he's also a nice player too. Sure, we added Keenan Allen, but he's going to be 32 once the season starts, and he isn't signed long-term yet. So what an amazing opportunity. Amazing, incredible mentor to have for one of these young wideouts. They can learn under him and be ready to absolutely explode and to ascend under his mentorship when he's gone. In the meantime, they can be in absolutely incredible number 3 on this offense. I think Caleb or whoever we pick at quarterback, they are going to be set up in almost a position that they can't fail. I think Poles, he's also done a great job in the offseason improving this offensive line, right? He's provided multiple depth pieces that can play any position across the line. That'll greatly prevent issues that arose from injuries. We all experienced that issue last year if Tevin Jenkins gets hurt or someone else. We have versatile pieces to hold the fort as they heal, and that's a really good thing. We also have a great solution at center with depth there as well. Although he's not a long-term signing, Coleman Shelton, he could be a really nice solution for us at an economical price point. We also have our right tackle solved. The only wild card here, Braxton Jones. His continued development, I honestly think he should be our starter at left tackle. But if Joe Alt, if he's available at 9, he could be the solution at that spot for an absolute decade. He's elite in the run and the pass as far as blocking. It's rumored that if going with Alt, Braxton Jones, he could command as much as a 3rd rounder on the trade market. I mean, let's look at that. He's starting caliber. He has 2 more years left of team control on a really cheap contract. He was a 5th round pick for us, so that's why he's so cheap. Personally, I'd rather forego Alt. I'd rather take advantage of that cheap contract ourselves. And I have full faith that Coach Morgan, he can continue to develop him. So we're just in an absolutely cannot lose situation here if we stay put at pick 9. Certainly we don't have any presence in the 2nd round, right? I would love to fix that, but we've got tons to be excited about here. And I'm not going to continue to dwell on the fact that Justin Fields is gone, but I will be rooting for him. I hope you guys will too. I'll be rooting for him to succeed in Pittsburgh, to absolutely ball out and prove all the haters wrong. I'll explore tomorrow some possibilities, some things that could arise if we trade the number 9. I'll do a story on that tomorrow. They're pretty encouraging as well. So let's just catch our breath. That's my dog behind me. What's up, Binks? Let's be reminded of what a good spot we're in. Let's enjoy the excitement for the draft. Let's enjoy the upcoming season that's ahead. We'll also be likely treated to a season of hard knocks here at Hallis Hall as well. That should be an absolute good watch, and I'm looking forward to that as well. We're also probably going to be placed in the Hall of Fame game to kick off the offseason with inducting 3 Bears into the Hall of Fame. That typically follows being asked to participate in the game. So we have that to look forward to as well. You guys, thanks for loyally watching. Bear down, and I'll look forward to talking soon. Let me know who your choice is with our number 9 pick if we choose to stay with the pick and use it. Bear down, guys. Talk soon. See